So this is our third Pilates Flow workout, and I'm on the floor. So you can do the whole thing on the floor. How great is that? It's also even greater because it's all about these abs, yeah? So going to be a great ab workout today. Now I've got one of these bands. If you've got one, brilliant. Do try to use it. In fact, you do need one really for the barefoot workout as well. So hopefully you have got one of these. And we're going to use it as a prop for when we're doing some abdominal work. I'm going to put it on my mat, and I'm going to just put it lengthways on my mat towards the back of my mat, right in the center of the back of the mat. That's where you want to put it. Okay, now this move, this flow, or this part of the flow, I should say, is going to start off in a side plank on the right hand. Now you'll notice when you put this together that we're actually doing it facing round the opposite way, which is absolutely fine. Just for the purposes of this single one, we're going to do it this way around. If that didn't make any sense, don't worry about it. It will when you do the whole flow together. So we're going to put the right hand down. You'll have my back to you for a while. Apologies for that. But you'll be able to see the shape and see what you're being able to do. So you're putting weight onto your right hand, and you've got your right knee on the floor, and we're going to thread the needle. So you push your hips underneath you, you lift in through your center, and then you drop down, and then you lift back up, and you're opening your chest. So this is thread the needle, and it's a great way to release tension in your back, and also to warm up the back a little bit as well. And we're just going to do that a couple more times. And then one more time. And then you're going to come up and hold your position. Now, if you wanted to do this in a full plank position, you absolutely can. You take the bottom leg out, you push your hips forward, you work the shoulders down, and you want to have your arms pretty much in line. And then you lift your bottom rib up, and you lift up through your pelvic floor and into your belly. So it's like your pelvic floor and your deep abdominals are meeting with your ribs, with the waist muscles underneath your ribs. Breathe, inhale, exhale. And then release, and you're going to sit down onto your bottom, facing the front. Now in this position, we're going to go into our V hold. So lift up nice and tall for me, work the shoulder blades down, get that apple under your chin, and I want you to just tap your toes. Yeah, because one of the issues with doing V holds, or it's called a teaser often in Pilates, is that what happens is that the front thigh muscles, the hip flexors, can really kick in and can kind of dominate and take over. So actually your abs are hardly doing anything at all. So if we do these little taps, it stops us from overworking the legs, it kind of releases them, and it means you can focus on your core. As you get better at this, you can start to take the feet up off the floor, and you can take your hands away as well. But the hands are good at the moment as well, because it's helping us to hold a tight V shape, which is what you're trying to aim for. So lifting up nice and tall. So you're sitting kind of to the back of your sit bones, and you're working your shoulder blades down. Now breathe, inhale, exhale, lift up through your pelvic floor and into your belly, and start to activate those muscles. Now you won't feel like you're working that hard when your hands are supporting the weight of your legs, yeah? But as soon as you take those hands away, you'll start to feel what you're trying to do. But if those legs start to kick in, put your hands back, yeah? And start tapping them again and relaxing them. When we do the whole sequence, and when you work into this a little bit more, you'll realize when you will be able to take those hands away. But for the moment, keep them there, lift up taller, bring that apple under your chin, open your chest, and lift up through your pelvic floor and into your belly. Keep lifting those muscles in, keep hollowing, keep breathing. Now though, we're going to go into a roll back position. So I'm going to place the feet on the floor, and then I'm going to tuck and roll back. And as I tuck and roll back, I'm really hollowing out my tummy, and I'm really trying to tuck into a C shape. So that means dropping the chin into the chest and looking down at your tummy. You're then going to come back up, but we're going to stay tucked in and rotate to the side. You're then going to lower down and tuck and tuck and tuck and tuck and tuck, and then lift back up and rotate to the other side. You're then going to lower down and tuck and tuck and tuck and tuck and tuck, and then lift back up and rotate to the side, and then lower down and tuck and tuck and tuck and tuck and tuck, and then lift back up, and then rotate to the side. Let's go back into that V hold. Lift up and hold. Now breathe. Inhale, exhale, lift up through your pelvic floor and into your belly, and again breathe. Inhale, exhale, lift through. Do you want to try taking your hands away? Inhale, exhale, legs kicking in, take them back. Inhale, exhale, and then into your rollbacks. So take a breath, inhale. Now as I do this, I'm going to take my mic pack off my back because I'm going to go to the floor. So inhale, exhale, tuck, roll down, and then lift back up. And you're tucking in, yeah, but you're rotating to the side. Now, you might find you can now start to take your hands away from your thighs. And this basically is a bicycle. But what you're doing is very controlled, and you're really tucking in as you do it. And remember, you've always got the option to use your hands on your thighs. But it's very smooth, there's no jerking, and you're tucking in. And by doing it this way, you max out the use of your abs, you keep your abs drawn in, and it stops you from using your legs. Yeah? And if I show you how to do it wrong, if you extend your spine, yeah, you open the spine, you open your abs, and you've got less control. So that's why we tuck in as we do this. And you should be starting to feel that fatigue now in your tummy. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. And then 1 more. And then lift back up. And then back into that V. We'll do 1 more set. So lift up. Tap the toes. Tap the toes. And again, breathe. Tap the toes. Now tuck and roll. Inhale. Exhale. And elbow to knee. And then again. Roll, go down. Inhale, exhale. So you're breathing in at the top point, and then you're exhaling through most of the rest of the movement. Yeah? And let's just go for 2 more. If you feel those legs kicking in, just use your hands for a bit more support, or you can start to take the hands away. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Now, this is when you need to make sure that your band is in the middle of your mat, and you're going to roll all the way down, tuck in, and you're going to take hold of your band. Now, it needs to be centrally to the back of your head. If you haven't got a band, you could use a towel underneath your head instead. Yeah? Now, if you've got a ponytail like I have, it needs to be either really high or really low. Otherwise, it stops the band from going over your head. So my ponytail's hopefully quite high, so I'll be able to hold it. Now, imagine the band is like a peak cap, and you put it onto your head, and you're holding onto the peak. Now, it's really important that it is central to your head, and I've just realized I need to pull mine over a little bit more. And then you're going to straighten your legs out along the floor. Flex your feet and engage your pelvic floor. Now, when you're doing this, I'm not looking at you at the moment, but it's important that you look at me. So you might have to just watch for a second. So you flex your feet, you take a breath, you inhale. You exhale, and you lift up through that back passage. So remember what we said in the fundamentals in the warm-up. You lift up from your back passage and into your belly really strongly, and you really pull up from your back passage, and you feel your tummy coming in, and then you roll your head up and over, and then you relax your head back into the band. Now flex your feet and breathe. And then again, breathe. Now lift in through your center. And the reason you're using the band is because you want to drop your head back into the band and shorten from your rib cage to your belly button. Now lift up through that pelvic floor again. Really lift up from the back of the pelvic floor into the belly and breathe. And again, breathe. Now, if you have any issues with this and you can't control it, and you feel like you're not getting it right, you can just bend the knees. But actually, if you can learn to do this with your legs straight, it does really help. And there shouldn't be any stress in your neck. You should be relaxing your neck back into your band. So just relax back for a second. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop up from the back of the pelvic floor into your belly, and then tuck and roll up. Relax your head back into your chest, and inhale, exhale. Now, I'm going to stress that this workout is not for you if you've just had a baby. Inhale, exhale. And you need to make sure that you've got a strong core already before you start this workout if you've had a baby. Inhale, exhale. And again, 1 more breath. Inhale, exhale. Lift up through the pelvic floor into your belly, and then release and come down. We're going to go into our side plank on the other side. So you're going to rock and roll up into your side plank position. Lift up and hold, and then we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to lower down and then lift back up. And you can do this, if you want to, in a full side plank position. So you can go underneath and then lift back up. Yep, so you can make it much harder. And then lift back up. And we're going to do that 2 more times, and then lift back up, and then 1 more time, and then lift back up, and then hold. Now squeeze your buttocks, lift that bottom rib, lift up from your pelvic floor into your belly. Remember, you can do it onto your knee. Lift through your center, work the shoulder blades down, breathe, inhale, exhale, lift up through your center. And again, breathe, inhale, exhale, lift up through your center. And you're there. Well done. You've done your workout. Don't forget to make a comment at the bottom. And I'm just going to make a note for you if you have had a baby. Now, you can do these workouts if you've had a baby, but you must have done a rehabilitative program first before you drop into these workouts, because they're tough and they're fast and they're furious. So it's really important you have got a strong core already if you've had a baby, just because your core will have been compromised through pregnancy and birth. So make sure that you are okay if you have had a baby. Well done, everybody, for doing that workout. I will see you at the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy it, and for us to be able to make even more content for you, I'd really appreciate it. I'd love it, in fact, if you could subscribe and like the video, and obviously if you want to make any comments as well, because any comments you make, we will be able to act on that and produce more material that you like.